Tori Hallowell here with you today. I'm going to be talking about how to move past a roadblock. If you're stuck and you're not sure what to do, we're going to be talking about perspective and how to shift it and how to get your creative juices flowing. But before we jump into today's topic, for those of you who don't know me, like I just mentioned, my name is Tori Hallowell, and I help young professionals who are feeling burnt out and stuck in their careers and in their lives and aren't sure what to do. To learn more about me, my background, what brought me to life coaching, and how I kind of approach the topics at hand, visit my website, hallowellcoaching.com. There you can learn more about me, check out my video archive, and also download my free resource guide where I break down 3 steps you can take to fight burnout in your own life. But today, we are talking about obstacles, challenges, roadblocks you might be facing, and how to break through them. This month in January, we're talking all about goal setting, resolutions, and making 2018 the most successful year yet. And at this point, we're a couple weeks into the new year, and hopefully you are working on some goals, some work projects, some life projects, whatever it is, you might have actually hit your first roadblock, your first challenge or obstacle. And it's so easy to want to give up in that moment. It's so easy to want to throw in the towel and just walk away. And today we are here to problem solve and work our way through that. So the big thing to do when you are stuck, when you have hit an obstacle, is to really take a step back and shift your perspective. Now, when you break it down, your perspective, it's really simple. It's your point of view. And your point of view is shaped by culture, by society, the way that you grew up, your friends, your family, your work environment. And your point of view is really individual, where we all have our own points of view. They're not alike. It makes us unique. It makes us human. Oftentimes, though, when we are working on a project or working towards a goal, we map it out, we have a list of steps, we hit a roadblock, and we don't know what to do. It's not part of the plan. And we can get really bogged down. Our perspective can be really limiting to us, and it can really prevent us from kind of seeing a new solution or being creative in our approach to get through that roadblock. So today we're just going to address that really quickly, and this will be super helpful for you in moving forward in this year and beyond. So I always say, when you hit a roadblock, when you hit that obstacle and you're not sure what to do, take a breath, take a step back, and just kind of reevaluate. One of my favorite questions I like to ask clients when they hit a roadblock in their life and they're not sure what to do, I always say, okay, if a friend of yours came with you with this exact problem and asked you what they should do, what would you tell them? What kind of advice would you give them? Sometimes shifting your perspective is as easy as taking a step back and just shifting the angle, the viewpoint to which you're viewing the problem at hand. It can be as simple as that. It can be so easy to feel like when you can't work through a problem on your own, it can be really easy to kind of feel like you are failing at life, or it can be really easy to get kind of bogged down in the negativity of not being able to work through obstacles. But really, you need to keep in mind that when you learn to shift your perspective, when you learn to creatively problem solve, you learn so much more. It opens up new opportunities, new doorways. It allows you to grow and to learn in a different way, and it can bring so much joy and happiness to your life. Learning how to shift your mindset, it really helps you to be more flexible in your life and to be more open-minded and to be more open to opportunities. And it can actually help de-stress, can help you release anxiety and release that feeling of being overwhelmed. So a couple different ways. When you think about the obstacles you're facing, oftentimes when we can't work through them, we kind of get fearful of changing the plan, of stepping outside of our comfort zone. We often have created a story in our mind of how something should happen, how it should unfold, and it can be really hard for us to shift that perspective and that point of view and rewrite the story. So I always recommend when you're struggling and you're stuck, take a breath, take a step back, rewrite the story at hand, and then try it from a different approach, from a different angle. If you're struggling to get those creative juices flowing and to kind of think outside of your typical mindset, there's a couple things you can do. What I love to do when I'm struggling to problem solve is I like to go for a walk. Getting outside, just kind of, one foot in front of the other can really help me kind of release all the pressure I've put on myself and kind of release that kind of boxed in, limited mindset, and my subconscious starts to take over and all new ideas pop into my head. So I'm a big advocate of going for a walk, getting outside, changing your environment to kind of shift your perspective and kind of figure out a way to creatively problem solve. Other people like to call a friend, brainstorm with a friend, have them ask you challenging questions. Maybe their point of view will shift your point of view. I know a lot of people who love to journal or write out whatever they're struggling with, and through writing, that process, they come up with new creative solutions. Other people love to color, or they love to meditate. When you meditate around a problem, you kind of like focus on that, you let everything else go, you can come up with lots of creative solutions to the problem at hand. Other people get creative, they like to paint, they like to do puzzles, whatever it is that kind of keeps you in the present moment, allows those distractions to fall away, and kind of opens up all those extra, thought channels that creatively let the juices flow. Always remind yourself when you are struggling to break through an obstacle or a challenge, remind yourself of the bigger picture at hand, right? This is probably just one step, one roadblock on your journey to success. And so take a step back, remind yourself of the bigger picture at hand, the bigger goal you're working towards, and then get yourself back on track. It's so important to release the guilt, the fear, the anxiety, the stress you might be feeling, because that's only going to hold you down. It's only going to limit your view. It's only going to limit your energy source. When you learn how to shift your perspective, change the angle at which you're approaching something, change the point of view, think creatively, you really step into a higher energy level and a higher power that's really going to bring so much joy, happiness, and flexibility to your life. So really focus on how you can shift perspective, how you can get it out of your own way, and how you can tackle these roadblocks. I like to think of roadblocks and obstacles as a game, and you need to kind of be the one to problem solve, to figure out how to break through the different tricks the game is providing for you, and then you get the reward at the very end. That's how I like to view challenges. The game mindset can make it really fun and challenging and kind of more of a strategy and not so much of a roadblock. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned something about how important it is to get out of your boxed in vision and shift and your perspective and open up your mindset and all of the joy and happiness that can come from that. If you're struggling to do so, or if you think you could use some help shifting your mindset and your perspective, just reach out, let me know what's going on, and I would love to connect with you and love to help you on your own journey. So here's to a successful 2018, and I look forward to touching base again next week. Take care.